Hello, I'm Tom Keating, Director of the CFCS at RUSI, where our work focuses on the intersection of finance and security. 2022 is sure to be another busy year in the fight against global illicit finance. You'll shortly be hearing from my colleagues on what they think are 4 areas to watch in the year ahead. Some of these challenges are age-old. For example, how do we ensure the billions invested in fighting financial crime each year lead to effective responses? Or how can the global financial centres that facilitate the flow of illicit finance around the world work together more productively to disrupt organised crime groups, kleptocrats and the corrupt? And what role will the exponential expansion of fintech play in reshaping the financial crime landscape? Some challenges represent enduring security risks, such as identifying and disrupting the proliferation financing activity of North Korea, or more recent security challenges such as the exploitation of finance to undermine democracy and influence political systems and economies, or of course the rapid escalation of ransomware attacks. Whatever the challenge, our programme of research seeks to unpack these problems and identify viable policy, legislative and operational responses across sectors. Financial crime covers a broad and ever-changing waterfront, and whatever 2022 has in store, our team will seek to drive positive change by identifying ways in which we can all work together to strengthen the integrity of the global financial system.
Hello, I'm Helena Wood, a Senior Research Fellow at the Centre for Financial Crime and Security Studies at RUSI. 2022 is going to be a really decisive year in the UK government's economic crime reform programme, with a second economic crime plan expected to be launched in summer 2022. The current economic crime plan, which runs to July 2022, has made some reasonable steps forward in terms of some of the policy reforms that have really been needed for a long time in the UK. However, what it's failed to do is implement some of those really big systemic and structural reforms needed to reduce the role the UK plays in global illicit finance and money laundering. So that second version of the plan is going to be a real signal of intent from the UK government about really how serious it is about reducing the UK's role in the global merry-go-round of money laundering. But that existing plan, it's got a number of months to run still, so we will be tracking some of those big items that we expect to come over the course of early 2022. In particular, we'll be watching out for the HM Treasury review of anti-money laundering supervision in the UK. We're interested to see whether the UK will choose to consolidate its patchwork of 25 anti-money laundering supervisors, something that's been called for by Parliament and civil society in the UK for a number of years. And further to that, we'll be looking out for the Queen's speech in May 2022, which sets out the UK government's legislative agenda for the next Parliament. We're hoping to see an economic crime bill launched within that programme, and within that some of the much needed transparency reforms to the UK corporate registry, as well as hopefully the introduction of the long-awaited registration of overseas entities bill, which will reduce anonymous ownership of UK real estate and property. All of that and more you can find we'll be tracking actively over the course of early 2022 on our ECP tracker at rusi.org/ECP. But behind the scenes, we're going to be working really closely with our partners in government and civil society to help inform that next stage of the programme. We really hope to see a really ambitious agenda coming out of the government, and hopefully one that's backed by a sustainable resourcing model, part of which will be the economic crime levy, but we hope to see a lot more from central government funding.
Hello there, my name is Stephen Reimer, and I'm a research fellow at the CFCS, where I lead our threat finance cluster. We expect 2022 to be another busy year for those seeking to finance threats to international peace and security. But we'll be also keeping a close eye on a worrying trend: authoritarian abuses of our anti-illicit finance controls. From Turkey to Tanzania, Nicaragua to Nigeria, we are witnessing a truly global phenomenon whereby authoritarian states are cracking down on political opponents, civil society, and free media using anti-money laundering and counterterrorism financing laws and powers. In 2021, the Financial Action Task Force launched its project on tracking the unintended consequences of its standards on human rights and civil society. At the CFCS, we decided to get involved too and hosted a 3-part webinar series over the summer, looking at the past, present, and future trajectory of abuse, which informed an analysis that we shared with the FATF team. We're looking forward to FATF's February plenary, where solutions will be discussed and the project is expected to conclude, but we know that this is just the beginning. In 2022, expect authoritarian abuses to feature prominently throughout the year of action following from the US-hosted Summit for Democracy. We'll be making sure of it by bringing forward illicit finance as a cross-cutting issue for all democracies.
Hi, my name's Isabella Chase, and I'm a research fellow here at the CFCS. When it comes to financial crime compliance, the world is about to head into a prolonged period of foundational change with key reforms across anti-financial crime policy regimes. Decisions made in 2022 will have far-reaching impacts on both financial crime controls, but also on the inclusivity of finance. In 2022, we'll be introducing a new research cluster that will create an evidence base for what the future of financial crime controls could and should look like. We're calling it Financial Crime Futures. In 2022, this programme will continue to track AML policy developments around the world. It will consider where they converge and, crucially, where they diverge. Key milestones will include the outcomes of the FATF strategic review, as well as the details on EU and US policy reforms as they emerge. We'll be asking whether these influential AML regimes are heading in the same direction on key topics such as effectiveness, innovation, and the use of new technology. And if not, what does this mean for those implementing these regimes across different markets? Our ultimate aim is to equip policymakers with the valuable comparative insights that they need as they design their future regimes, and to support the private sector in developing smarter policies and procedures that go beyond mere compliance and have a real impact whilst supporting financial inclusion.
Hi, my name is Aaron Arnold. I'm a Senior Associate Fellow with the Center for Financial Crime and Security Studies based here in the United States. In 2022, we're going to see global trade and commerce get back on its feet, and along with it, increased risk exposure to North Korea's proliferation financing activities. We'll continue to see North Korea make use of intermediaries like accountants and corporate service providers to remain connected to international banking channels. We'll also continue to see North Korea target virtual assets and virtual asset service providers as a key source of revenue. At RUSI, our counterproliferation financing team is shaping thought leadership and leading efforts to tackle this threat by providing insights and best practices for private sector stakeholders, developing robust technical assistance and training that support countries' national proliferation financing risk assessments, and leading the field in identifying the most consequential and emerging trends at the nexus of WMD proliferation and cryptocurrency. This past year, we successfully delivered 20 trainings to more than 5,000 participants from across government and industry. And we look forward to bringing you more insights and analysis in 2022.
We'll be monitoring these issues and many more in the year ahead. I'm Olivia Kearney, and I lead CFCS's community building. Alongside the ambitions my colleagues mentioned, we will continue to link our research across teams to ensure that our work remains timely and impactful. This includes our initiatives such as TARIF, which is the Task Force on Transatlantic Response to Illicit Finance, and Project Craft, which is the EU's leading project on collaboration, research, and analysis of terrorist financing, which is run by our partners at RUSI Europe. We will also continue to make our ideas widely accessible via podcasts, public events, and sharp commentaries. Our work also benefits from a wide range of support, including from those in the public and private sectors, as well as from individuals and various foundations. There are a variety of ways to stay up to date with our work. We have our monthly newsletter, which rounds up our latest analysis and brings it straight to your inbox. And then for more day-to-day insights, you can follow along on our LinkedIn channel and our Twitter at CFCS_RUSI. On behalf of the entire CFCS team, thank you again for being a part of our community, and we look forward to seeing what 2022 has in store. Bye for now.